Welcome to DC. You know where you're at, the USA cap. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act, or you gon' be right back? Well, we gon' be right here, we gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC.
Like, why we always be on the bus?
Y'all, I haven't been on a bus in years. This is iconic.
Iconic.
On our way to another protest, because it don't stop. It do not stop. We'll be out here for 3 years if we have to.
I am a concerned citizen, and more importantly, I'm a concerned educator. There's no reason on career days my Hispanic and Black students cry when the police come. They're not welcomed in the classrooms. Career day is supposed to be fun, energetic. They cry when you all come. You separated them from their fathers. You ran through their houses. This is trauma our students are dealing with.
Let them know.
Instead of investing more money into counselors, into therapists, we're investing money into killing our kids. I'm done. We're done.
We carry the Pan-African flag because all lives don't matter until Black lives matter. I see a lot of allies out here, and that's very important, but what's more important is that you take this home with you. Don't just leave it here with us, because it's always here with us. It's been with us since we've been born. We know it's a problem. They don't got to keep labeling it on the street in our face. We already know. What we need is help. We need allies. We need assistance. So stay with us even when we're not trending. Even when it's not a hashtag, even when it's not cool to be out here with a sign.
My name is Ms.HardyDC. I run an organization called Guns Down Friday, and I'm just out here in unison. I'm just out here in unison with the young folk because I call myself old. But every Friday we go into neighborhoods and we provide different resources to families and neighborhoods that are affected by youth homicide. Over in Ward 7, Ward 8, Southeast, it's rough out there. As I look out to the crowd, I see a couple of people that I know. We go home to a lot of drama. I took some kids home the other day and it was yellow tape all around their building. When y'all go home, y'all don't see that. So, you know, we out here just to show love, to connect. You guys make sure you follow them and pour out to them. It's not easy getting out here doing what they do. Make sure y'all pouring out. Don't let it stop here. We got to show some action and so show some more love. Rest in peace to Maurice Scott. Rest in peace to Stormaya Jackson, Micaiah Wilson. Everybody that we lost over in Ward 7, Ward 8. Much love to you all.
Speaking, he's incarcerated for a probation hold. He's been there over a year for a traffic stop.
Shame.
So this is personal, to say the least, for me. It's very personal. I have an uncle who's been in jail. Actually, he called me today. He's been released after 25 years in prison for a robbery that he committed as a teenager. No one was injured. No one was molested, raped, nothing like that. So he just called me today and told me that he's going to a halfway house.
Wow.
So I praise God for that. I'm here in support of Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, but not until Black Lives Matter. Everybody's equal. God created everybody equal. Nobody's greater than the other. And it's been the narrative for so long. So I'm here in support of my people. I appreciate concerned citizens of DC having me here. And I'm here. Okay. We're a team. Yes. So together we stand. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
George Floyd had a knee to his neck for nearly 9 minutes. Tamar Rice was gunned down for a toy gun. Sandra Bland was killed for no reason. Tatiana Jefferson was killed for no reason. This is not fair. And I'm so happy to see all of you guys here to talk about it, to demand action, to make sure that those people in that building know that Black Lives Matter. I want to stress that we have this conversation about Black women as well. conversation about George Floyd, but I think we also need to have this conversation about Tatiana Jefferson, about Sandra Bland.
Talk to him.
About the countless black women whose stories don't get heard because they're black women. I think we also need to recognize that black women are always the backbone of these movements, and we need to uplift our black women.
We need substantive policy. Why we came together is because we wanted to add, I guess, a policy slant to what this energy is, right? Towards all of these voices who are crying for change, who are calling for justice, to try to shape those calls for justice in a way which we can turn around and see some substantive change soon. So in our demands, we ask for justice for Breonna Taylor and justice for George Floyd. As we see, the officers in George Floyd's case have been arrested and charged. Let's give that a round of applause.
I guess.
Well, let's also pause and remember that the job is not yet done.
No.
The job is not yet done. All too often, like we said, there's the appearance of justice, but not actual justice.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
We want the whole thing this time. And so justice will not be served until there is conviction for the officers that were involved in the killings of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and any of the black and brown bodies whose names we may not know here today. All right? The second thing that we asked for was to defund MPD. Right? Defund MPD. And when we first made this ask, people said, how do you figure that could work? How do you figure that could be a thing, right? As we're seeing now from Minneapolis, as we're seeing now from Los Angeles Police Department with their $150 million retraction from LAPD's budget to put in black and brown communities, it is possible.
Right.
The idea of investing in the community policing model is possible.
Right.
It has to become a priority of municipalities around the country. And so that's what we need you guys to do, right? We have these ads, we need you guys to keep the pressure on your elected officials to make sure that they're holding it up. Because it's not enough for them to say that Black Lives Matter or to put a sign up. They need to show us with substantive policy. Our lives need to matter in a way that holds officers accountable, which brings us to the next ask. Civilian review boards in every city. Mandatory civilian review boards in every city across the country. Now, it's not enough to just put in internal policies in police departments. We saw that with New York. New York Police Department had an internal policy that banned the chokehold the same time that Eric Garner got choked to death. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It will not be those internal policies that save us. It'll be us being able to hold them accountable that will save us. Right now, officers can walk out into the streets as officers of the law and do the unthinkable. In a world where they are supposed to protect and serve, they are the ones that inspire the most fear in all of our hearts. They're the scary ones. When I was going out to use my First Amendment right, the only thing that I was scared of was the guys with badges on the other side of things.
Right.
There's a disconnect there.
Right.
We're taxpayers. They're accountable to us. It's time that they're really accountable in ways where they're not just gunning us down.
That's right.
Another thing that we asked for was DC statehood. Yeah. DC statehood, y'all. Let me get some clear DC statehood. We will oftentimes have a connection between DC statehood and any of this fight, but it is a fight for freedom for black and brown people, essentially. DC is home to over 700,000 Washingtonians, majority black and brown bodies here in this city. We have all of the same obligations as Americans, but none of the same rights. We pay the highest federal taxes, and even still, we get no representation in a building that sits right in the middle of our city.
Embarrassing.
Right? And enough is enough. Enough is enough. We're not here asking, we're demanding justice. And what that justice looks like I said, is not just the few demands I listed out or the 10 that we have, right? It's not exhaustive. What that justice looks like is what we together collectively form, right? We want a new America. We want an America that is accepting and something that embraces all of us, and together we'll fight for it through policy. Thank you guys very much.
Introduced today. The Justice and Policing Bill is a federal suite of legislation that addresses the horrific lack of police accountability that we've had witnessed in recent events. The package isn't a fix-all. It doesn't deal with the over-criminalization or the over-policing of our communities. It doesn't deal with the reality that almost a third of major city budgets go to the police, while our communities lack access to equal quality education, equal access to health care, equal access to capital, and equal access to jobs. And my brother Tyleek is going to speak more to what we need to see in our communities, because this bill is only a piece of the puzzle. But we do live in a world where the officers who murdered Breonna Taylor on March 13th are still walking free today.
Shame.
And that just makes absolutely no sense.
Shame.
So as we continue to fight to get there, to get everything we need out of Congress, we need a way to hold bad police officers accountable for their actions, and we need it now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we need measures that will allow us to know what the police are doing. We can't have bad cops being transferred to new communities to terrorize them. Right now, we need a public national registry so we can rely on data and not just the tragic stories of black people dying in the street to get Congress members to act. Right now, we need grants for community organizers who are doing the work of holding officers accountable. Right now, we need to change the culture of policing in this country. Right now, we need to ensure that every officer knows that it's their duty to intervene, or else they will face the same repercussions as their officer who murdered somebody. Right now, we need private and independent investigation of officer misconduct. We cannot have colleagues investigating their colleagues. Right now, we need to end qualified immunity. We need the law to apply equally to everyone.
Come on, sis. Come on, sis.
Right now, we need cops to know that your badge does not place you above the law.
Why you talking about sis?
The Justice and Policing Act introduced today deals with some of the items we need to see right now. And to quote Martin Luther King, "It may be true that a law cannot make a man love me, but it can stop him from lynching me."
How about that?
And I think that's pretty important. We can't change the heart, but we can restrain the heartless, and we can do that right now.
Yes!
Let's give it up for women, black women in policy spaces. Let's give it up for black women leaders who are in the forefront and leading. Let's give it up for our black women. Just touching on what Kyra said, and as said before, so we're not here to ask for justice. We're not here to negotiate justice, but we are here to demand justice, and we're here to demand accountability for all of the black lives that were lost in these streets. And it's pretty, I said before, to see it in the streets and see it painted in the streets, but it looks even better when it's down in legislation and we see the actual changes that are changing a system that was systematically meant to oppress our people. And I think folks may say, like, well, it was proposed today in Congress, as said before, of the act to address the issues. And I think it's key to look at what was addressed today as we was out in the streets and seeing the acts of the people of saying defund the police, correct?
Yep. Yes.
Correct, but here we saw a piece of legislation that was put out today that still provided hundreds of millions of dollars to law enforcement. That's not a starter for us. While many of the bills that were in that piece of legislation is a starting point to where we go, it's just not enough. And we're not accepting the bare minimum. We're not accepting the half a cup. We want the whole cup. And while we're out here calling for the divestment from law enforcement agencies and the reinvestment into black and brown communities that have been harmed by the policing and mass incarceration, by a system of mass incarceration in the school to prison pipeline, we're asking for the divestment the role of police in our community, as we see now, has to be. We have to look at a whole new spectrum of what policing looks like in our community. We've been out here every day, hearing from people just like you, who come out here to give their demands and for folks to hear their voices. And you see, folks are not asking to put more money into the police department's pockets.
Never.
Folks are asking to put the money in the communities where we can see safer communities and where we can see growth. You have to understand that police don't make our community safe. Opportunity makes our community safe. I'm gonna say it again. Communities don't make our community safe. Opportunities make our community safe. And as we go into black and brown communities, on every street corner, you can find a police officer. You go into a white neighborhood, you don't find the police.
No.
And so when these people who sit in this building here that was built by our people, and only want to address black and brown communities when it comes to law enforcement or criminalization, that's not the only thing that affects our community.
Right.
That's not the only thing that can enhance our community.
Right.
What makes our community safe is better child care. What makes our community safe is jobs. And we're not talking about fast food jobs. We're talking about jobs.
Minimum wage.
What makes our community safe is money for small businesses. That's what makes our communities great. And so we've come here to let folks know that in that legislation we want to see pieces that address the income gap. We want to see legislation that addresses the broadband gap. We want to see legislation that addresses the fact that women still don't make half as much as a white man does.
Ooh.
Black women don't make half as much as a white man
And
does.
it's true.
Opportunity is what makes our community safe. Not over-policing does not make our community safe. Opportunity, I want y'all to understand that. Opportunity makes our community safe. And so that's why we're here. And we're here to say we want to see the defunding from police departments. We want to see those monies be allocated into programming in our communities. We want to see those monies be allocated in the development of our communities. And so we're here to demand it. We're not here to ask it.
Period.
We're not here to negotiate it. But we're telling folks that we want to see policies in place. We want to see them put their money where their mouth is. And the money is not being put back into the hands of the people who kill us in the streets.
Fist up, y'all.
Fist up.
Go!
Fist up.
Go!
Repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 I know.
I don't want to travel all these places. So if you won't organize for Washington, D.C., right? Because when you fuck up my city, we gotta come fix it. If Black Lives Matter, Black trans Lives Matter. Black immigrants' rights matter. Black disabled lives matter. The people who were in jail and they can't come down here and protest because they're on parole, because I just told you that we have the highest incarceration rate, right? The fact that Washington, D.C. has a food desert. Yeah. Ward 7 and 8. Ward 7 and 8 has 2 grocery stores. 2 grocery stores. But if you walk up the street, I'm very privileged. I live in Northwest D.C. I have Yes Organic. I have Giant. I have Safeway. You name it. I have Whole Foods. I have Trader Joe's. I could go on all day. It is a juxtaposition to have that sign that Black Lives Matter in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C. So when you see those retweets, shout out to the mayor of Washington, D.C., I need y'all to laugh. I need you to hold all these people accountable. I cannot vote because I'm not a citizen, and I'm not scared to say it. I'm undocumented and unafraid. But I need y'all to vote. Like the people that can vote, I need y'all to vote. I don't need y'all talking about, oh, it doesn't stop at the politics. Yeah, we're doing the work. We're doing the work on the street. But how about the Dream and Promise Act? It's been over a year since the House of Representatives have passed it. It's been over a year, but none of our 50 senators wants to take it up. So for over a year, we have no pathway to citizenship. We are waiting for a Supreme Court case. So what does that mean, y'all? That means that after I'm done rallying for Black lives, I have to head to the Supreme Court and fight for DACA. I'm tired. No! Don't clap for me, y'all. Because guess what? We keep talking about accountability. It should never be the actions to be accountable for. You shouldn't be doing what you're doing. We're talking about robbing. We're talking about billion-dollar corporations putting a facade on their website saying they stand for Black lives. Why do you stand for Black lives when you've been robbing and looting all? Your entire corporate career, you've been robbing and looting. But you have an issue when we hit up T-Mobile. You got an issue when we hit up the Apple Store. Y'all are good. You're insured. Trust me. I will die. This shit is not for real, sis. Not for real, sis. Because when we talk about global imperialism and colonialism and the reason that immigrants are here in the first place, because you destroyed our country, and then we fight like hell to stay here. I'm just saying. So if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna park my bike. But it's about trust. That's all it is. It's about trust. Because I promise you the police do not keep us slaves. We know exactly why police were founded. Because they thought that Black people was going to take revenge. They thought that we were going to take revenge. Because you said, all right, we're going to segregate you all. And we made Black Wall Street and you bombed that shit. You enslaved us for 400 years and your grandfather is a millionaire because of it. Fuck that. We need you to stand up. It's not okay to just be out here, y'all. This is not for performance. I could be in my house in my bed getting money for my family. But if you want to be out here fighting for Black people, I need you to do some introspection, realize your privilege, and say, what can I do? What am I doing that's enabling the system? It's okay. The only immigrants that we know about is Robin and raping Christopher Columbus. Y'all would have never knew. It's okay. It's okay. But now it's your turn. It's not okay to just be out here, y'all. For real, it's not just okay to be out here. What is your next steps? Is it finding a collective? Is it donating to Black organizers that's been doing the work for 50 plus years? Is it for is it that I'm gonna yield some of my privilege? I'm gonna acknowledge that I make far more than my Black counterpart, that I could never make as much as you, even though I'm smarter than you? Say it. Say it. Is it that I'm gonna speak to the dark-skinned woman first because I'm intimidated? Is it I'm gonna let go of my colorism and my prejudice? Is it I'm gonna stand up for people that I don't know, but I know that they need me? Yes. I love that for y'all. I love that for y'all. And I'm not here to go to your ancestors. But now I need you to stand up for me. I need you to stand up for my friends in UndocuBlack Network. Google it. It's all an organization full of currently and formerly undocumented Black people. If you say that Black lives matter, Black immigrants' lives matter. Yes, they do. And we need to be organizing for DACA, TPS, me. Okay? Because if they don't like black people in this country, why the hell would they love black people from another country that's trying to come here? Be real. Why would they want me here? Why would they want me here? Why would they take over 20 years to grant me my citizenship? Because I've been here since I was 4. Why would they take over 18 years that I've aged out of my mother's application, and now DACA is my only pathway to citizenship? Why would they do that? Y'all wouldn't know that. Y'all would never know that had I not been in this circle. I'm here to share. I'm here to share how these systems affect me every day. DACA is renewed every 2 years. I cannot work. I cannot drive. I am the sole provider of my family. I'm risking everything right now. I'm risking it all because I believe. I believe that. I believe that we will win. 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 I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here. Right now. I need to hear you over all these nut-ass, tall-ass gates. I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here. Right now. Right now. That man has launched over 25 attacks on the immigrant community since 2015. When that man get in office, it don't even matter. Who cares? He has launched over 25 attacks on my immigrant community. He has closed all borders. So my international brothers and sisters are homeless because our institutions that we fund, $39 billion for international students in our U.S. economy, they're homeless. Because they say, why do we have to provide housing? COVID-19, right? We need to organize for our international brothers and sisters because they're literally upholding our institution. The school that you graduated from, if you graduated, we're not here for respectability politics. It's okay if you did it. I'm not here, I'm not in the business of that. Girl, I got a business degree and I spark capitalism. It don't make sense. I got a non-profit. Period, sis. Because guess what? My grandmother knows more than I know right now. My grandmother will know more than I ever know. Because the institutions do not teach us. The institutions do not teach us. They brainwash us. They teach us how to learn. We know how to learn. We knew how to figure it out. We know how to put 2 and 2 together. Not bad, but figure that shit out.
They teach you how to listen.
It's very much a brainwash. Come on now.
You can learn on
And so I'm asking you to take some time and realize, why are you really here? I ask my allies all the time in my protest announcement. I say, yeah, you're an ally, but how? Why are you here? When you say, yes, I'm an ally, what does that mean? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to put your life on the line? Because that's what I'm doing. How are you an ally? How am I an ally? Take a minute. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Robert Lee's great-grandson said, take my great-grandfather's statue down. He was a terrible man. And they was mad. How dare you? He said, this is my great-grandfather. He was shitty. Take it down. How many of y'all are willing to take some monuments down? How many of y'all are willing to take some monuments down? It's not looting, it's reparation. We don't want equality. What if we wanted revenge? What if we wanted revenge? I'm nameless. How many immigrants have died in ICE detention centers? Did you know that migrants are housed in jails and prisons simply for wanting a better life? Yeah, they talk about those concentration camps / detention centers, but we're in jail. I lie to you not, we're in jail. So we talk about the prison industrial complex, and we talk about black and brown bodies. I'm included, and you will never know. Our people are dying in the prisons. We forget about them, right? They committed a crime. They committed a crime, allegedly. Nope. Oh, but the police are on the street.
Yep.
Oh, but our senators are on the street.
There it is.
Oh, but they're on the streets. If I gotta rob a little bit because you forced poverty on me, good God.
Yes.
If I gotta rob a little bit because you fucked up my mental being, good God.
Yes.
You have everything, and you're still stealing from the poor.
Yes.
Fight poverty, not the poor.
Yes.
Fight poverty, not the poor. 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 Thank you. Thank you. I just be having to make sure, I just be having to check in. There's a couple people that walked off, they not feeling what I gotta say. They thought they was gonna have their sign above their head. They thought they was gonna be marching. They thought they came out here for a little bit of fun. They came out here for a photo op. They built this cute ass wall. That's not why I'm here. I heard that y'all was wrecking some shit and y'all was talking some shit, so I came down here. And to my surprise, y'all was talking about that white man. So I had to step up and step in. Don't do it no more. I'm asking you politely, through love, don't do it no more. Yes, fuck Trump, and I told you why, specifically for my immigrant community. But we're here to celebrate black people.
Yes.
We're here to mourn black people. Don't give anybody any more recognition.
Yes.
These people are dead. What did they die for? What did Breonna Taylor die for? So that black women could have a voice. Because black women are silenced.
Yes.
Even if we say her name, we only have 3. How many names can we see? How many names can we say outside of Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland? Google say her name. There's hundreds of black women that are terrorized every day.
That shit alone.
Specifically darker skin, sister.
I got 5 homies that
We have silenced black women.
you don't know.
We don't, here in Washington, D.C., Marquise, we want that body cam footage. Muriel Bowser, we want that body cam footage.
That lady.
This black man was murdered by police.
2 years ago.
And to win their case, they asked the mayor to release the body cam footage, and she has yet to do it.
She was not saying so.
How can Black Lives Matter?
She know her shit.
How can Black Lives Matter? I'm from D.C., sis.
You know, I'm a native.
You don't have to convince me. I love my city. You're organizing for me, allegedly. So you should be comfortable listening to me, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A couple people got mad, they walked away. A couple people got mad, they walked away. You mean I gotta acknowledge some shit? I need you to Google the names of migrants killed at the hands of police. I need you to Google the names of migrants killed in detention centers, killed by ICE, killed at the border. Because how do you close the border? And there's people who travel 3, 4, 5 countries. And when they get here, they say, COVID-19, you can't come in. I've been traveling for a year now. I can't come in. You've wrecked my country. You've taken my resources. I can't come in. You've killed my family. I'm gay. They want to kill me. I can't come in. I will be a slave in Martinia. If I come back, I can't come in. What do you want me to do? So that is why black migrants have the highest suicide rate. Because I would rather die than go back to my country of origin. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. When they talk about intersectionality, word to Kimberly Crenshaw, I got endless shits piled against me. Endless. I am a woman. I am a black woman. I am a black migrant woman. I am a dark-skinned black migrant woman. I am a plus-size dark-skinned black migrant woman. I am a poor, dark-skinned black migrant woman. I have everything going against me based on this system.
Yeah.
But we say fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Forgive me, God, but fuck that. Fuck that. Who built the system? Y'all, I live up the street and we got street cleaning every Tuesday. And we said we're not moving our car. Everyone's home. You're not cleaning our streets for real. We're not moving our car. And just like that, I don't see no tickets on our car. Who's in charge? I thought it was the people. I thought the people were in charge, right? We the people. If we're in charge, we need to change some shit. If we're in charge, we need to hold ourselves accountable to everybody. To our Latinx brothers and sisters, a man was murdered because he was blind and he had his AirPods. We need to hold ourselves accountable. Why do I have this job? Because there are thousands of contracts that the United States has. Yeah, you might not work directly for ICE, but if you fill out those fucking contracts, you're just as much an accomplice.
Yeah.
If your mother works for it, you're just as much as You are just as much as an accomplice. What are you doing with your life? I'm willing to die for liberation.
Yes.
I am willing to die for my black liberation, because what's the point?
Yes.
What's the point if my brothers and sisters are dying anyway?
Yeah.
What, you want to die for some beef? You want to die over an argument? You want to die comfortably, right?
Yes.
Some of us don't get the privilege to die comfortably. That's word to Ahmad. And we talk about police brutality, but we talk about white supremacy on this circle. Because Ahmad was not killed by a police officer. Trayvon was not killed by a police officer. And Matil was not killed by a police officer. Citizens arrest, they said. And they asked no fucking questions. Because white people can do that. Get away, no questions asked. But I rob a little corner store because I'm hungry and my mother's at work and she hasn't been home because she works 2 jobs. I'm going to jail. It's a man in jail 25 years for robbery. No rape, no murder. He won't be back home. He might die in jail. Right? We talk about white supremacy. How do I benefit from these? How do I benefit from these systems, from these isms, from sexism, racism, colonialism, imperialism, comfortable ass America? How do I benefit from these systems? That's all I'm asking you. That's all I'm asking you. Acknowledge it. I'm privileged as fuck. Even with all the shit I just told you, I'm privileged as fuck. Because my area code is, I'm not going to tell y'all because I don't know y'all. I love y'all, but I don't know you. But just because of my area code, I told you that we have food deserts in Washington, D.C. 2 grocery stores for over 100,000 people, right? So when we march, we always end up in Northwest. I challenge you to go to Southeast. Find out where that is. Find out where Southeast is. I challenge you to go to Trinidad. I dare you to go to. I dare you to go to the. I dare you to go anywhere across east of the river. East of the river. I dare you to organize and let the real black people that's left in this city see. They say, wow, I can't come out here because I'm on parole, but damn, y'all came to me. That's fire. I can't come out here because I'm short off for real and this bear's on us, but I fuck with you.
And a box on my leg.
And thank you for being here.
Curfew.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. You should not have a box on your leg. You should not have a box on your leg. No. I don't care what you did.
10 o'clock curfew.
Be careful though.
I'm here.
Don't tell him I tell him to stay out. That's alright. That's how I'm rolling too. That man should not have a box on his leg. Do y'all believe that the state should have jurisdiction over his body?
No.
Do y'all believe that this grown man should not have autonomy about what time he gets to go home?
No.
A grown-ass man. How old are you, sir? We're not going to judge.
42.
He is 42 years old. He has lived 2 decades. You have seen some shit, I'm sure.
Calico's Dex.
It's okay, take your time. Take your time. We need to take care of him. We're not just organizing for the dead, we're organizing for the living. I don't want him to die. I don't want y'all to be out here because Joella Roberts was a hashtag. I don't want you to be out here because Sandra Bland is a hashtag. I want you to organize so that I can live. Can I live? Black people matter because it's not just lives. We are people. And I'm not here to argue. We're not scary. Our skin is not scary. We are not scary. I could give a hell, a rat's ass about who you scared of. Why are you scared? Why are you scared?
Exactly.
Why are you scared?
Ain't got no reason.
Why are you scared? Ask yourself, why am I scared? Why am I calling the police? Because I believe that we don't need them. So when you call the police, say, why am I calling the police? What will I benefit from if this person was to go to jail? How would they benefit? Would they learn their lesson? Would justice be served? Because I believe that if they were to lock up every officer, which they have not, in Breonna Taylor's death, justice would not have been served. Because she missed her birthday this Friday, she didn't see a text. She didn't hear a song. She didn't get to be mad at COVID-19 for keeping her in the house and she couldn't go to the club. She didn't get to be sad. She didn't get to see her kids. George Floyd didn't get to see his daughter go to prom. He don't get to see his daughter graduate. He don't get to see none of that shit. Because he was black? Because he was black? Because I'm black? That shit is crazy. I'm not here to argue.
I'm not here to make demands either. We do have a list of demands, but I'm here to challenge you. I'm not here demanding. I'm here to challenge you. Why are you here? I don't let the statistics talk. I just reiterate them. Black women are the most educated. How that work? How y'all let that happen? Y'all had a 300, 400 year lead. We still rising. Bet I wake up tomorrow for work. Bet. Cause I'm still gonna get that money. I'm still gonna take care of my family. We still rising. Thank you, sister.
Cause that's what we do.
Period, sister. You said abolition matters. We not just defunding them, we getting rid of them? We not just defunding them, we getting rid of them? Because we reinvesting in our community. We believe that education then eludes innovation. And we get to take care of our own selves. Could you imagine how smart, how progressive we would be if we really put all of that money, billions of dollars from war and police into our education systems? And mental health? And free health care? There's no reason I should be scared to get sick.
That's how you protect and serve.
COVID-19.
That's how you protect.
They stopped caring when they found out who was dying. Now the cities are back open. I didn't know my dollar was more than my body. I didn't know that a dollar mattered more than black bodies. I didn't know that your dollar mattered more than black bodies. Because you allocated $500 billion to corporations and a $1,200 check that migrants did not get, even though we pay taxes. 1.2 million Americans that are married to migrants didn't get it either, simply because they were married to migrants. Fuck that! What the fuck? Just because of who I love. This government said, you married to a migrant? You're not getting shit. Did y'all know that? Google it. You know that, sister, because we have to. Ignorance is a privilege. That's what I told them. Go ahead, sister.
$200.
Y'all better listen too. Hold the mic.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Philomena Wankenge. I'm one of the founders from Freedom Fighters DC. Hello. First things first, we gotta talk out of this. You definitely be a part of us. One thing I did want to say, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna try. Is that when we're protesting, I'm seeing a lot of signs of black men and women kind of speaking on their resumes. Like, I'm not a thug, I'm not a PhD. At the end of the day, you don't gotta audition for the white man. Yes, ma'am. You being a human being is enough for these people to not slaughter you because you are black. I understand the message that y'all are trying to send and saying that you are more than just the thugs and the people that they reduce you to. But baby, even if you was slinging dope in the streets to feed your family, you still deserve to live. And that's my biggest thing that I just wanted to say, so that when you are out here, black people, be conscious of yourself and the things that you are saying, because at the end of the day, that's what they want you to do. They want you to basically earn your worth. And baby, we've been worth it. If we weren't worth it, they want to travel across the world to steal us and bring us here to build their shit. So I just wanted to say, I appreciate y'all being out here. Keep an eye open for June 10th, because we about to be lit. So follow Freedom Fighters DC. We're going to have some stuff cooking for y'all, free food, good music. Please, that day is not for protesting. That day is to celebrate black people. Because, baby, we've been tired. We've been yelling. We've been talking. And this is a day for us to celebrate. Because despite what's going on, we need a release. Too much anger creates chaos. It's not saying that because we're taking a day to celebrate us that we're not angry. We are angry. But we understand that in order to be focused, we have to release the emotions that are there. Take care of y'all mental health. If you need to disconnect, disconnect.
Thank you.
Every black person in here, whether you protesting at home and retweeting stuff, sharing Facebook, that is enough. You don't owe nobody shit. Because we don't have to be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. So I just wanted to put it out there. Please take your mental breaks. The allies, we support you. And at this point, it's not about being an ally no more. You got to be an accomplice. Thanks, y'all.
George Floyd said,
I can't breathe.
Eric Garner said,
I can't breathe.
Get off of me.
I can't breathe.
George Floyd said,
I can't breathe.
Eric Garner said,
I can't breathe.
Get off of me.
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 I can't breathe.
Come on, y'all. I see it in your eyes. I see it in your eyes. I'm here for you. I see you and I love you. I see you and I love you. I see you and I love you. I love you with the love of God. I swear to God, y'all. I don't know what you believe in and I don't judge and I don't project. But I would not be here if it wasn't for my God. And so I thank him. I thank him for putting us in this space. I thank him for every trial and tribulation that we've been through to have us here today. Because if George Floyd died and nobody would have acknowledged him, I would have been pissed. And white supremacy has made me mad enough. I'm not here to anger you. They've done it enough. I'm just here to incite knowledge. I'm just here to challenge you. ICE in Washington, D.C. However, DOC Director Booth has insisted on breaking D.C. law by creating new policy, because that's what they do. Let's not fake. They say, oh, bet, y'all got that covered, let's make something new. They continue to morph into something new, right? Yes. So we got a bill passed. They said, let's make a new policy that basically goes against everything that you just passed. So when I talk about politics, this is a nigga that can't vote, me, and I dare you to say it. I cannot vote. But I'm using my social power to use some political power. But yet here I am. My Instagram, now follow my organization's Instagram because it's not about me. Migration, for the 8th time, brother. Migration Matters, UDC. I just founded it in 2019. We are working to mobilize on a HBCU. We are the first organization on a HBCU campus to organize around undocumented. So the first. Hey, did you hear me? History. And we're making sure that our people are safe. Oh, not singing, y'all.
It's not about black or white. It's all about getting it together. All we gotta do is
we trying to go viral.
So like I said, that dude really interrupted and you couldn't really hear me talking. But this is the infamous yellow brick road that DC's mayor put in front of the White House, or the now called Black Lives Matter Plaza, girl. Next to it, someone put equals defund the police, which is no longer there anymore. Because DC natives know that our mayor does not care about black people. Black people are ignored. DC has been gentrified. Black people are getting kicked out of the city. Black people are officially not even the majority in DC. Police do jump outs in the black neighborhoods. They bust in people's houses on the south side. How do Black Lives matter? How do Black Lives matter? Our mayor had just increased the funding for police. Like, literally, not too long before putting that down on the ground. It's a spit in our face. From the outside looking in, it seems like she's for the movement. But do not be fooled. Do not be fooled, y'all.